Creating an AI agent with Claude is easier than ever. But whenever I look for video tutorials out there on YouTube, I either find videos of people only covering the theory of it or describing overly complex end-to-end workflow automation. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can build your first AI agent in the simplest way possible. We will be using Claude and we will not be writing a single line of code. Now, before we actually get into it, I want to make a very important distinction between AI assistants and AI agents. An AI assistant is probably something that you've already used. It looks sort of like a chat box and it responds to requests turn by turn. So it can answer your questions, generate analysis, etc. But the key point is that it always waits for your input to drive an output. On the other hand, an AI agent is a system that can independently accomplish tasks on your behalf. And this is OpenAI's definition. If we go a little bit further, we can actually say that AI agents can autonomously pursue goals by taking sequences of actions, making decisions, and adapting them based on the results. And they can do all of this with minimal human intervention along the way. And so to put it very simply, agents have three elements. The first one is going to be a model. So that can be Claude, that can be GPT, that can be Gemini, DeepSeek, whatever LLM you're powering your agent with. The second thing is going to be access to tools. So MCPs, web search, API calls, whatever else you're powering your agent with. And the third is going to be instructions. Now, instructions can be split between two, context and loop. Context is, for example, if you have a Claude.md file, or if you have conversation history that your agent can draw knowledge from. Whereas a loop is essentially what I referred to before, the autonomous capability to just keep on going until the task is done, because agents can have, and normally do have, several steps along the way until a task is completed. And just on the tools part quickly, if you don't know what an MCP is, I wrote a blog on my website which looks like this. I'll leave the link in the description. And an MCP is essentially like the connecting layer that allows Claude to communicate directly with each one of the apps that you're going to power your agent with. So instead of getting credentials for your API for Notion or Slack or Google Workspace, you can just connect it directly via Claude with them using a connector or an MCP. But I'm going to show you exactly how to do it right now. So let's get right into how to build an agent. I wanted to put together something that's very simple and easy to explain for the sake of demonstration only. So in this case, what we're going to do is build an AI agent that can plan my holiday. So I want an agent to find me flights, find me hotels, keep it within my budget, and essentially gives me a recommendation of what to book with very minimal involvement from my side. So how do we actually start? Well, the first thing I like to do when I'm building an agent, and this is especially important for more complex agents, but in this case, it's a really simple one, is I like to draw it out the flow of the agent. So in this case, you can see right here, it starts with me, the human. I switch on the agent by sending a message. And then the agent has three tasks. It goes on to researching flights, then it finds me hotels, then it prepares my recommendations, and then it gets back to me and gives me those recommendations. If I'm not happy with them, then the loop continues. They go, research flights again, find hotels, prepare recommendations, and go back to me again. And then a step even further that you can take is try to think of which apps you want your agent to leverage to do specific tasks. So to research flights, I want my agent to use Expedia. So I'm just going to put a note here. And then to find me hotels, I want booking.com. So I'm going to have those two right here. And now I have the perfect plan and I can start executing on my agent creation. If you want an easier way to do it, you can simply use this free tool from Talk to Me Data to write down the agent steps and it'll give you a diagram which you can download. The link to use it is in the description. So what do? Well, you go to your Claude. You are on chat and you're going to hit customize. Under customize, you're going to find connectors and you'll see here that I already have Booking and Expedia because I've already created this agent before. But what you have to do is click on the plus sign, browse connectors, and then you're going to browse for the connectors that you want. As you can see, there's loads and loads and loads that you can find. So the type of agent I can build is very diversified. But you can look for Booking. You can see here, there's no plus sign because I've already added it. And then there's Expedia as well. Again, I've already added it. So I have these two here. What do we do now? I'm going to go back and I'm going to click on projects. And you can see right here that I already have AI agent for vacations, but I'm going to recreate the agent so that you can see exactly how to do it. So you're going to click on new project. You're going to give your agent a name. So in this case, AI agent for booking trips. I'm going to keep it simple. And then what are you trying to achieve? I'm going to write, I want an agent to give me recommendations of trips that fit my preferences and budget. Okay, create projects. We're here, and this is going to be the environment in which your agent runs. And so once you're here, you're either going to have to add instructions or files. Let's start with instructions. I'm going to add the instructions that I've already put together for my agents, and you can find them on my website right here. If you want to build the exact same agent for yourself, just head to posts, and I wrote this post where you can find all the steps as well as the prompt that I've used for my agent. And I'll leave the link in the description so you can just copy it from there if you're interested. And I'm going to paste it right here. Now you can see here that I'm being descriptive enough, but not super smothering, let's say. I'm just saying you are a travel planning AI agent who sources travel recommendations that fit my requests. You should use Expedia MCP to give me recommendations of which flights to take and their prices, and then use the Booking MCP to give me hotel recommendations with their reviews and prices. This is important. I want to make sure that the agent is taking the reviews and the prices because, one, I really care about seeing other people's reviews, and if it's below 8, I don't really want to book that hotel, and their prices because obviously I have a budget. I'm based out of New York, so my outbound flights should be from here. This avoids me having to say, oh, by the way, I'm based in this city all the time. So the agent already knows where I am. They can look for flights from that destination. And then you should always try to keep the round trip under the budget I share. And you should give me recommendations with combinations of flights plus hotels. Right, so we have everything. I'm going to save instructions. And I could also add files. So for example, if I had a Claude.md file, a memory.md file, but we're going to keep it relatively simple and we're not going to add anything just yet. And it's now time for us to actually try out the agent. So I'm just going to type, I want to go to Tulum for a week at the start of October. My budget is $1,000 and I'm just going to hit go. The whole point of running it as an agent is to not have to do any work. And as you can see, my prompt was super simple. I don't want to give any details. I don't want to go into it. I just want my agent to go ahead and find me the perfect dates, the perfect place to stay, the perfect flights, etc. So as you can see here, the agent's already loading Expedia. They know I'm in New York. They know the dates and the budget, and they're going to start loading some flights. Okay, awesome. As I scroll down, I can see here that it found flights and it's now searching for hotels. And it knows the budget. So it knows roughly the budget to look for when it comes to hotels. Then it's going to give me hotels. Yep, pretty fast, pretty good, awesome. And then it gives me recommendations, which include the score of the hotels, the total cost of the flights, and the budget that I'm left with. So this is pretty awesome. And if I'm being super honest, you can actually take this a step further. Because if you sign into your booking account, into your Expedia account, you can actually put your card details and get the agent to book these flights and hotels on your behalf. In my case, I don't really want the agent to book it for me. I just want it to tell me so that I can go ahead and book it myself. But as you can see here, with this very simple prompt, I got the agent to do all of the research for me and to put together pretty amazing recommendations, in my opinion. I do have to be super honest with you though. If you're running agents via your personal or even your business Claude account, the way I helped you create it just now, you are going to be using your tokens. And that's going to eat up your usage quite quickly. Even if you upgrade from the Pro plan at $20 a month to the Supermax plan at $200 a month, it is still going to eat up your tokens quite fast, especially if you have an agent that does repetitive tasks like reading your emails or replying to customers or doing HR, customer service, sales lead qualification, whatever it is. And that's exactly why I built Talk to Me Data, for you to be able to build, deploy, and host your agents on a completely different environment that doesn't use up your tokens. Here you can build agents that are specific to your workflows, and you don't have to worry about hitting the max tokens, the max usage available. So if you want to build your own agents for your business, reach out to me via Talk to Me Data, book a call, and I will show you how the product works, and hopefully you will find value in using it. If you like this video and want to learn more about AI agents, make sure to subscribe because I have so many amazing new videos coming soon. If you have any questions, drop them down below in the comments. And yes, give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.